Shalom, Israel. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BASHAM, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. Back with another lesson. I'll title this one, I will judge everyone according to his ways. I will judge everyone according to his ways. And, you know, as we can see, judgment is going forth in the earth right now. You know, and the Lord told you judgment must start at the house of Israel with his people, from you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. This is where judgment is starting first. This is why you're turning on the news and you see Jake getting busted in the mouth. You got these mass shootings. You got car crashes and plane crashes. You know, I mean, you got all type of judgment going on. You know, and then you have Israelites. They're in the LGBT7 community, the alphabet community. You know, man on man, woman on woman. The Lord told you in that Leviticus, what is that, chapter 20, that man on man is an abomination to him, and that whosoever do that, roughly paraphrasing it, shall be put to death. Woman on woman, man on man. You know, you're in that spirit, and you're going in that way. The Lord is going to judge you. They just had not too long ago out there, where is that, Colorado, I think it was. But one of them places, and there's been some other ones too, where it's been hate crimes on that fruit cup community. You see, and Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, you know, a good majority of you, or some of you, are into that. You know, you're into that. You have Israelites that are prospering here in Babylon, America. You know, some of them trap and sell drugs. Some of them are in the corporate. Some of them have their regular 9-to-5s. Michael Jackson, for instance, Michael Jackson, Prince, Bill Cosby. You know, a lot of you Israelites will never get to see that type of money, you know, and be on that status. But they weren't doing the will of the Lord, YAHAWAHSHI. You see, and what happened to them? Because of their ways. You have to do thus saith the Lord, Israel. You see, they got, they got stripped of their wealth and their position. And Bill Cosby also got thrown in prison. Michael Jackson and Prince got murdered, you know, and they try to cover it up. But same thing, you look at Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather know that he's an Israelite. You know, he walking around with Israelite hats and Hebrew and Jews. And you look at El Chapo, the northern tribe, the drug lord, the Issacharite, from the Mexican, so-called Mexican, the Issacharite. You look at Martin Luther King, you know, Malcolm X. You know, the Lord, just because of their ways, some of them, they weren't living this. Not all are living the street life, gang banging and extortion and, you know, robbing. And, you know, there's just different forms of walks of life, you know, and you're not doing the will of the Lord. And if you're not doing the will of the Lord, you're going to be judged for according to your ways. You know, and there's a lot of Israelites too that are, you know, the Lord told you, whoso be a friend of the world is an enemy to the Father. If you are into this world, Israel, you're an enemy to the Father. Even though if you got a family, you're supposed to feed your family, work, but to go off and try to be these sports athletes and actors and politicians and try to go in the ways of the heathen, because to go in this world and to have success and to try to live gigantic and prosper, you got to go in the ways of the heathen. You know, you got to go in the ways of the heathen. The Lord told you, be holy and sanctify thyself, man. The Lord told you, his eyes are in every place, beholding the good and the evil. So there's no escaping, his out of his sight. And there's a lot of people with their ways, man. Their ways. You can't go. You got to change your ways, Israel. They just had that mass shooting here in California, down there in L.A. and Moab. All the Moabites got shot up. See, because of your ways, and them Chinese. You're proud. You're proud. You're proud. You hate, and then their ways. They eating all the abominable foods. The Lord hates pride and a lying tongue. And then they had that shooting down there in where is that? Down there in Buffalo a while ago. The so-called Negroes, a lot of them got put to death. The same thing down there in Texas. The children and the teachers and stuff with the northern tribe put to death. You see? And this just goes back to and a lot of Israelites, they're not training their children to serve YAHAWAHSHI, the God of Israel. Because the Lord told you, whoso don't seek or believe and serve the God of Israel shall be put to death. A lot of you Israelites, man, you're training your children to be football players, basketball players, lawyers and politicians and doctors, to go into the way of the heathen. You're not training your children. The Lord said, train your children up in the way you want them to go. They're all into witchcraft and celebrating Halloween, and they don't know the truth. And then, the way they act, they're disrespectful, disobedient to their parents. So the Lord is bringing judgment all the way through Israel and even onto the other nations. You have these upper high statute Israelites, like I said, the Jay-Z's, LeBrons, these politicians. Martin Luther King even said, these are his words, Martin Luther King, I have led my people into a burning building. Because he had the right mindset to try to uplift his people, but it wasn't thus said the Lord. The Lord, YAHAWAHSHI, didn't say bring everybody together. The Lord told you, learn not the way of the heathen. Be holy and sanctify thyself. To be separate. That's not what the Lord said to do, was everybody join together and, no, that's not what, we are in the land of our captivity. Martin Luther King wasn't saying that. We are in the land of our captivity, and we are being ruled over by those that hate us. See? So, this word is out. So, to your ways, man. If you are not doing thus said the Lord gonna get you, man. He's going to get you. You have to be serving the God of Israel, Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI. And ain't nothing, there's nothing else to it. You see? But let me go to Jeremiah 39:6, because in this time of Jeremiah, he was warning the King Zedekiah, and King Zedekiah didn't listen. See, and just like in times past, the Lord sent all the Babylonian and the Assyrians and the Philistines, the Grecians, the Romans. He sent all these different armies on his people. And they slaughtered, took them captive and slaughtered them because they didn't listen. And in this in this end time, the Lord is going to allow Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, because we're entering Jacob's trouble, the tribulation, the worst time in human history. And Esau is going to bring in his military, his troops, and they're going to cast that trench around Israel and corner you in, Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and they're going to tread you down like mire in the street. Because Esau got his AI technology, he got those human droids, them robots, them slaughter bots, them drones. That you're not going to be able to defeat this. See? But this, just like in times past, the Lord is going to bring this, allow this to come, and in this end time, Esau's troops, they're coming to shoot to kill. They're going to hunt you down. They're going to hunt you Israelites down, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. They're going to hunt you down like deer in this end time, because this is through the power and the Spirit of the Lord. Because you didn't listen, 2/3 of you are going to be put to death. But this is what's coming. Jeremiah 39:6, and it reads, "Then the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah in Riblah before his eyes." Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, his army came in there. They took Israel captive, and then they gathered Zedekiah. They captured him and his sons and his wise men, his government officials. They captured him and his sons. King Zedekiah is the king of Judah, the southern tribe. You see, and Nebuchadnezzar and his army captured his sons and his men, Zedekiah's son and men, and they killed Zedekiah's sons right before King Zedekiah's eyes. They murdered his sons right before his eyes. It says, "Then the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah in Riblah before his eyes. Also, the king of Babylon slew all the nobles of Judah." So his government official, his wise men, his army, his mighty men, King Zedekiah witnessed this. You see, he watched his own sons get put to death right before his eyes, and he couldn't do nothing about it. 7. Moreover, he put out Zedekiah's eyes. So Zedekiah witnessed his sons get put to death before him, and his government officials get put to death before him. Then after they killed his sons, after that, they cut Zedekiah's eyes out. They put his eyes out. So that was the last thing Zedekiah seen. That was the last thing King Zedekiah seen. And see, in this end time, just like Zedekiah, King Zedekiah, you're going to have, you Israelites, 2/3 of you, a lot of you, the Lord is going to allow this same thing, from the richest to the poorest that didn't listen, especially if you got kids. You take one of you, Israelite, you and your family, with these stormtroopers that's coming in here in this tribulation time, and you Israelites might have one of you Israelite men or women. You might have a newborn child, a 1-year-old. You might have a 1-year-old daughter, and here come because you didn't listen and hearken, because King Zedekiah didn't listen to what Jeremiah was trying to prophesy and tell him. Thus said the Lord. He was ignorant. So this is how the Lord do when you don't listen, because of your ways. So you can have a 1-year-old daughter. This is what's the judgment that's coming. You have a 1-year-old daughter, and here, in this tribulation, and you and your family get caught, or, however the Lord want to do it. And they take that 1-year-old daughter of yours, and right before your eyes, they beat your daughter's head in, that 1-year-old head in with a hammer. They just beat her head in right before your eyes. Horrible judgment, because you didn't listen. But in this time, Zedekiah, he got his eyes cut out. They killed his sons and his government officials and cut his eyes out, and then they threw him in prison. It says, moreover, he put Zedekiah's eyes out and bound him with chains to carry him to Babylon. You see? It says 8, and the Chaldeans burned the king's house and the houses of the people with fire and break down the walls of Jerusalem. You see? So that's the last things that King Zedekiah seen, because he didn't listen. He was hard-headed. They murdered his sons right before him. They killed all his government officials and burned down that Jerusalem. And then carried King Zedekiah off to prison. That's the last things he seen before they cut his eyes out. See, this is the judgment that the Lord is bringing in this end time. Let me go to what is that? Zephaniah. Call Allah YAHAWAHSHI YAHAWAHSHI. Let me go to Zephaniah. I got a couple more and I'll close out. Zephaniah. Zephaniah 1 and 12. Zephaniah 1 and 12, and it reads, and it shall come to pass, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles. You ever been in the dark or your power been off and you have a candle or flashlight and then you're looking in your, it's dark, you know, lights are off and you might go in your closet and then you're trying to search for some more, another flashlight. You know, this is an example of how the Lord is searching his people right now on who's doing wickedness. Who got light in them? Because this world is covered in gross darkness. So this is how he's going through his people right now, you know, searching them with candles. Who in this darkness, land of darkness, who got the light? Huh? But it says, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. And there's a lot of Israelites, men and women, you know, they hear this word and they're prospering and they don't believe none of these prophecies that we keep telling you, that the Lord is about to bring judgment on this place. The famine, the pestilence, the civil war, they don't want to hear this. See, the Lord said, he said, and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. You got judgment coming. See, let me go to, I'll close out with this. Ezekiel 18. Ezekiel 18 and 30, and it reads, it says, therefore I will judge you, O house of Israel. Therefore I will judge you, O house of Israel, everyone according to his ways. All your rebelliousness, you better come out of it. I will judge everyone according to his ways, saith the Lord. YAHAWAHSHI YAHAWAHSHI. Repent. Your wickedness, you're a homosexual, you're a drug dealer, extortioner, robber, adulterer, you better repent. Repent and turn yourselves from all your transgressions. So iniquity, sin upon sin, so iniquity shall not be your ruin. So if you don't stop your wickedness and come back and repent to YAHAWAHSHI YAHAWAHSHI, the God of Israel, this is what the judgment is coming to you and your family, or to you. You're going to be put to death horribly. Shalom, Israel.